Hey, what up guys? It's Jordan, JC, aka the Overpacker. Wanted to make another video to go through how I overpack another one of my favorite Everly stock bags. It's called the Bandit. Here it is right here. I've had this bag for about 3 years. I originally bought it for my wife to use when she got a new job, so she can easily carry her concealed items in here. She used it for about a year and a half on and off, and then she upgraded to some different stuff, so she just kind of gave it to me to use. I like it a lot. Chose a color that's, you know, a little more gray man, and sometimes I use it to carry tools. Mostly this is my everyday carry accessories setup that I'll grab and throw in the truck with me when I'm going out and about. I don't need a huge day pack. I don't travel around that much. I live on site where I work. All the kids' schools are really close nearby, so I don't really have to carry a whole lot of stuff when I'm leaving. This primarily just houses basic everyday carry and a lot of medical gear too. Very similar to the Switchblade and how it's built and how the zippers are laid out, but it does have this built-in integrated beaver tail system, which is kind of what was my inspiration for building a beaver tail onto the Switchblade. It's got the same ladder system for the shoulder straps, so you can adjust them up and down. It also has a slot down here at the bottom that you can put a hip belt on it if you wanted to. I have not chosen to do that yet. Haven't really found the need to, but maybe someday I will. Right here on the inside of the beaver tail, use another condor pouch. This is built out to be an IFAK. Got all your basic IFAK supplies that you might need for some type of major triage. I'm pretty big on making sure that I have medical stuff. If I'm going to be carrying, I want to make sure that I can stop bleeding just as fast as I can start bleeding for someone. So that's important to me, to make sure that I got plenty of that. Up here in this top pouch, similar to the Switchblade, it's got a little bit of room for some extra stuff. This is a beanie by that company, Lambs. You guys may have seen these advertised. It has like a silver fabric lining built on the inside that's supposed to block EMF waves. I feel like it works pretty good. You kind of get like a cooling sensation when you put it on your head, but the one drawback to it is like, okay, if I have this beanie on my head and I'm sitting here on my cell phone like this, is the radiation not going up into the inside of this beanie and bouncing around the inside? I don't know. I don't know how to test that. So I'm careful how I use that. I don't want to cook my brain any more than it already is being cooked by carrying around a cell phone every day and being around all these cell phone towers all the time, Wi-Fi networks and such that are all overlapping on each other. Got some additional gauze wrap stuff in here, a small hygiene kit with some more boo-boo kit stuff, an emergency bivvy, and a headlight, and a little pocket knife. I actually didn't know where this one was for a long time. I'm glad I just found this right now. It's one of my favorite little pocket knives. So that's how I have the top set up. And similar to the Switchblade, it's got the two zippers that go all the way down, so it's really easy to open this up and get to all your gear in a hurry if you need. So like I said, this is kind of my everyday concealed carry assist setup. Got to keep one of those in there just in case I want to read some scripture while I'm out and about. I also keep a few different options for holsters in here. We'll go over those in a minute. I have one of these Voltec cases to carry the weapon in it. Normally I have this locked, but I unlocked it so that I don't accidentally give you guys my code when I'm making a video. My preferred concealed carry choice is the Springfield Hellcat. I like carrying it with the smaller magazine with a little pinky grip on it. Gives a nice purchase on the full hand there, and It holds 11. I always keep an extra one in there so I could do a tactical reload. Pretty much always carrying hot. Don't really see the purpose of carrying if it's not ready to go, because if you don't stay ready, you have to get ready, and that could mean the difference between life and death. I know that's been talked about plenty of times on the 3-7 project. Something you might notice about this is it has a upgraded trigger on it. That is an Apex enhanced action trigger. Those are very popular amongst Glock users. It's not a very expensive upgrade. I had a gunsmith put it in for me. Probably could have done it myself, but was just pressed for time, so I decided to have a professional put it together for me. One of the holster options that I have for it, I've had this guy for quite some time. It's a Remora sticky pocket holster. It is soft, so doesn't offer the greatest protection for the trigger. If the gun's in here, you know, something else can get in there and get into the trigger well. So not the safest option as far as carrying, but I've had no issues with this. I've never had a negligent discharge. Was carrying this for many, many, many years. Fits nicely in the pocket. I like pocket carry. It's comfortable. It's easy to get to. So that's a really good option. I've got a few different sizes of those. But lately, I've been using this pocket holster right here. It's a Kydex pocket holster that I got from Vetter Holsters. I'm sure you guys have probably heard of Vetter. Collian Noir is one of their sponsors. He's talking about how they're the most comfortable holsters, yada yada. This one was on 50% discount over the holidays because it was a returned item. Somebody didn't like this and returned it, so I picked it up for half off. It's got this hook built into it, which is supposed to catch somewhere on your pocket as you pull out so that you don't pull out the entire holster. So far so good. I like it. It really holds everything tight. It is a little thicker. It's kind of got a big profile, and you know, it's harder in the pocket. It's not as comfortable, but knowing that it has that really solid trigger protection, that nothing else can get in there and possibly cause something really dangerous to happen, gives me an extra confidence, especially if I'm really moving about and doing a lot of stuff that's gonna be jostling everything around in my pants. Another Vetter holster that I got is this guy right here. Mixed reviews about this guy. It's not the most comfortable holster ever. I was kind of impulsive when I bought it. It's one of these double stack type of things. Not double stack, but these are supposed to go together for appendix carry. Man, this thing is uncomfortable. It's so wide, and some of these angles that they chose to put on it, they're just not comfortable. Like this right here, down here, why did they make this so much extra longer? Yeah, I get it, it's holding the hardware right here, but this really tends to kind of poke into my groin right here, no matter how I carry it, because if these are together, it's really wide. So I chose to just separate these apart. I usually carry this extra mag back here, and then this is a little more centered so that it's not pressing on either side. But the other thing I really didn't like about it was how high this thing goes up on it. Like, that's sticks up pretty significantly. It's just gonna poke into your gut, and fortunately I'm a pretty slim guy, so appendix holster tends to be more comfortable than it is for the bigger belly guys. You know, the bigger belly guys really get stabbed with this, and it's hard to, you know, keep that comfortable. They also offered a little upgrade. Stick some Velcro on here. It's got a little extra pad. This wedge is supposed to make it a little more comfortable to carry. It does, but shortly after they sold me this one, they came out with a better one that's really fits the size of the entire length of this holster. Looks more comfortable. I haven't had a chance to check one of those out yet. My other big negative review on this one, I don't think the craftsmanship on this particular piece of Kydex was the best. Besides this sticking up really high and always jabbing me, some of the edges on it, they didn't smooth these out. Like, I don't know how easy it's for you guys to see on the camera, but this edge right here is pretty sharp. kind of cuts into me a little bit. So they could have done a better job of making that smoother. Now, I did kind of complain about it to Vetter right after I got it. You know, they said, go ahead and send it back to us. We'll send you a different one or give me my money back. Here's my thing with that. I don't like having to bear the burden of a bad product after I've already given them my money. So for me to send it back to them, they didn't offer me any prepaid postage, so I would have had to pay out of pocket to ship it back to them. And then also having to go out of my way to actually go and get it mailed off at either the post office or a UPS store or whatever. Time is a very valuable resource in my life, and I would rather just stick with it than have to go out of my way to try and get something better. Other companies do a much better job of this. You know, they will bear the burden of the mistakes that you point out to them. They'll send you prepaid shipping labels and make it easier for you to get stuff back to them without any extra cost or much extra time. Vetter was not going to do that, so I decided, I'll just try and stick with it and keep it. I still use it, but like I said, it is not the most comfortable holster. Maybe because I chose this extra large setup. It's maybe for a bit different body type. The other thing you might notice is this is for a light bearing gun. That's for carrying the Hellcat with the Surefire XSC weapon light. I bought this with the intention that I was going to also purchase that light at the same time. Something happened, that $300 and some I was going to buy on the light, I ended up having to spend on something else, so I still haven't bought the light. So the gun doesn't fit in here super snug like it would with the light. So it's not completely safe for me to be carrying this. Like if I'm carrying with this holster without the light on it, if I were to fall on the ground and have to roll around, the gun could come out easily, and it's not really snapping in there without grabbing onto that light. So this holster's kind of been placed on hold in my life until I go ahead and get that light. I'm probably going to go ahead and order that within the next couple days or maybe a week from now so that I can start using that one again. The other holster option that I have in here, I'm sure you guys have all seen the advertisements for these guys right here. It's the Vanish, the Vanish holster belly band. I got this as a gift. You may have seen they're doing their buy one get one free. So a buddy of mine gave me the free one he got for my birthday back in May, and it's not bad. It's not that bad. I saw Chad reviewed this same holster, I don't know, a couple years ago. They sent one out to him. He liked it a lot. I would say the construction of the material is better than your average belly band, but the functionality is really not that much different. This little adjustable strap with the pin or button on the inside, that could get stuck in your trigger well if you're not careful. So I got to be really careful with that. Just make sure that I don't have any big mistakes. You know, you can use different size guns in here, which is nice. It's not just a single gun holster, but for you bigger belly guys, you're not going to wear a belly band. These are designed for slim guys like myself. It's just not comfortable if you're bigger in this midsection here. It's just not designed for you. You know, you could wear it a couple different ways. I kind of like it up higher on the side when I'm wearing a bigger, bulkier jacket or something, so that I can kind of help conceal it. I could feel where my gun is right there. You know, get the shirt out of the way, get in there and get it out if I needed to go to work. Another way that I've worn it before is kind of like below the waistband, to have the gun, you know, kind of inside there. The elastic kind of rubs on you after a while, and it may sag down in the backs. Sometimes I use it as appendix carry down low there, but I feel like it makes it really noticeable. Like, it really protrudes out a lot when I got my gun right there in the front with this style holster. So I don't know if I would recommend, unless you're a slimmer guy, don't even bother trying this out. I've had a couple other belly bands prior to this one, and I would say just the quality of the materials used is really the only positive compared to any other belly band that I've seen. They include these extra slots in here, supposedly like for carrying extra mags, but there's no retention to it at all. It's just elastic. I actually was wearing this in a grocery store, grocery shopping, and I leaned down to grab something off of a lower shelf, and my magazine fell off and fell on the ground right in front of some guy. I snatched it up really quick, and I don't think he noticed what it was, but I decided, hey, I am never trying to carry a magazine in those little slots again, because they just won't stay in. So, be that as may, the other thing I did like about it is that instead of having like a full grip surface, they just made these separate little patches, which seems to hold a lot better and not get worn out as fast. So it's decent. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10 if I had to. So if you guys like that type of stuff, go ahead and try it out. This pouch right here, that was from a different belly band that I had. That's the Hold an Extra Mag. Actually has some retention Velcro strap on it, so your magazine will not fall out of it. And if I wanted to, I could stick that somewhere on that if I wanted to integrate an extra mag into there. So I like to keep that stuck on the inside of the bag to hold a couple extra mags. It looks like I have a second beanie down there in the bottom of that. That's a neck gaiter. Here's another Everly stock pouch. This is their quick release IFAC pouch that they made for their mission frame setup. Get this set up to be a little mini IFAC. It's got everything you need to treat some major trauma in there. Some Israeli bandages, gloves, scissors, glow stick for the dark, some medical tape, some coagulant for bleeding, as well as this is one of those nasal airway things if I need to help somebody breathe that's passed out. Put that in. So pretty decent little pouch setup. This is just half of it. The other half, this sticks to another part that clips over the top, and then you can molly that onto something. I have it on my battle belt right now, but can easily pull that off and throw it in there for some extra medical gear. That's a Smith & Wesson dagger. Always try and keep a full tang blade somewhere in here. Got a pen, got a little lighter. It's actually not a little lighter, that's a big lighter, flexible one. And then in the slot back here, got some additional magazines for the Hellcat. These are the 15 rounders that I was able to get before Washington State changed their laws. I can't buy those bigger mags anymore. I could only get 10s. So I was able to buy those before the law went into effect. Glad I did that. This little guy right here is a little martial arts weapon that I found in my grandfather's toolbox many, many years ago. Never had to use it. Maybe I will someday. It's like a tiny little bat, fist pack type of thing. I think you could knock somebody pretty hard with that. It's made out of wood. It's really solid. So, yeah, that's the gist of my Bandit setup. You know, I like that they have a little Velcro area there to throw a patch on it. I got that little guy from Everly stock. And altogether, I would definitely recommend this pack for a smaller day pack that you can carry. What I did with my Vaultec box is, you know, they come with these little straps so you can secure it to something. So I just looped that around the molly on the outside, ran it through the hydration tube slot right here so that this thing can't go too far away from the whole backpack in case somebody were trying to steal something from me real quick. If I didn't have eyes on this for a second, they're not going to get very far. So yeah, all in all, this is definitely one of my favorite packs from Everly stock. I use this one more often than any other pack. It's kind of my everyday setup. Every time I get in my truck to go somewhere, this thing's coming with me. Also, occasionally, I'm going to other work sites to work and help with work orders and turn work for apartment complexes, so I'm easily able to throw all the tools that I would need for the day in this bag and carry it with me to every little job that I go. Not sure why it just flipped orientation. That's not very good. Let's try and flip that back. That was weird. Alright, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to keep them coming. Like I said, I got a lot more Everly stock packs. Definitely a big shout out to 307 Project for inspiring me to create my own video channel. I'm hopefully going to bring you guys some valuable gear reviews and also just insights into my life. Bunch of random videos from the gear I use, the work that I do for my regular day job, some of my family stuff, and some about my walk with God, because this is all new to me. And I am a big Springfield Armory fan, so you guys are definitely going to see some more Springfield stuff from me. You know, back when I first discovered Chad's videos, he was really big on a few of the Springfield pistols that I personally own, so that's why I kind of really latched onto him as being like, yeah, this Navy SEAL agrees with me, yeah, I made a good decision type of thing. So that's where I'm at with that. God bless everybody. Hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully you guys can take a chance to like, subscribe, add some comments, and take a look at the other content that I'm putting out. I'm going to be adding more and more stuff as time goes on. Thank you.